to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gomer, and a podcast engineer here, and excited to bring you another episode of the Mastery of Connections with MC Holmes or Alan Holmes. Uh, we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project. So this Mastery of Connections show is every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, um, and is uh, about making connections and um, getting to know people, what they do, and so on. But I'm going to bring in our Alan to kick us off with our and introduce our great guest today. Hi, Alan. Welcome.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes? All right, all
Yes.
right, all right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is Alan Holmes and Master Connector also for this episode, MC Holmes with the Word of Ability and the podcast. And every once in a while, we zoom around the country or we stream around the country and we come across some great individuals, as all our guests are, at the Word of Ability. And today is no different. We have Patrick O'Flynn. Patrick is from Ireland, and a little bit about him. An incredible. He had a college educational mastery of qualification with occupational health and risk management, but he has a profound unconventional treatment that in today's everything that's going on, you need the better health and better immune system. So I want to bring Patrick. Be somewhere hiding around the corner. There he is with that incredible smile. I met Patrick through initially almost 4 years ago on the Happy Neighborhood Project, and now he's visiting the Mastery of Connections. Patrick, welcome to the show, my friend. It is an honor and privilege to have you. Let's start by telling us a little bit about you and who you are as a whole. I know I kind of give a snapshot, but I don't didn't do any justice. Um, Thank you so much for stopping by and visiting the Mastery of Connections, Mr. Patrick.
Thank you, Alan, so much. It's wonderful to be
Go
here.
ahead.
And as you said in your introduction there, I had a conventional education. Went to school, went to college, worked in different organizations, worked for government, and I was the type of person that I enjoyed what I did, but I no matter what I did, I felt there was something missing, or I wasn't getting where I wanted to be. Now I didn't fully understand that at the time, and I think one of the things that might have held me back was I had a tendency to ask a lot of questions, and when you ask a lot of questions, people are not comfortable with the lots of questions. They just want you to follow the music, follow the game plan. And when I was in my early 50s, I decided, well, I need to expand my expertise. So I went back and did a master's in occupational health and safety engineering, and I then worked in a university, and I enjoyed it, but I it was creeping up on me that I was working harder and harder and longer. But when you're enjoying something, you do more of it. It's like you become addicted to it or something. And then you try to fit in all the other parts of your life, and this is what you should not do. You should be more in balance, because when you're in balance, you become more aware, and when you become more aware, you can take action. So after nearly 10 years of that, I became so unwell I had to retire. And my inflammatory markers at the time were over 20 times what they should be. I could hardly dress myself. I was really, really in a bad way. And I'm looking at the ceiling and I'm saying to myself, who sold me this plan? And I became disgusted because I came to the conclusion that it was me that sold me this plan. You know, get out there, do it, be busy, be active, da da da. And that's good, but it's not in balance. It's not in balance. And I began to go to various medical settings, and they were advocating different ways of addressing my real challenges. And I began to read more about my challenges, and I discovered that our body's ability to heal itself is far greater than anyone has permitted us to believe. You know, oh, you're sick, you're finished. You're not finished. You're not finished. Who's talking to you? What's been said? You know. So, and because all unhealthy cells are damaged, you see, they're damaged cells. The essential problem with damaged cells is that they don't know, or they may not know they are damaged, and can find it difficult to replace themselves. So they can't reproduce. Sorry, when they're damaged, they reproduce more damaged cells, and this process leads to all forms of uh, physiological and cellular dysfunction and degeneration and disease. And this is what happened to me. And the basic cellular instruction within the human body system is to detect, repair, and replace cells. And I got a call from a friend of mine one day, and he said to me, "I know what you're going through, da 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 da." And he said, "Have I got something for you?" I said, "What is it?" "Never mind," he said, "I'll meet you tomorrow morning, da 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 da." So I started ingesting redox signaling molecules, and I could not believe the impact it was making on me. And I began to realize that not everybody's the same. It depends where you're coming from, where's your starting point. But I was doing reasonable things consistently well, but clearly I wasn't addressing cellular health at a functional level. And I was taking all the vitamins, the minerals, the good food, and what have you. But if your cells can't signal, little else matters. So when I talk about signaling, here's the story. We there are the primary pillars of health: nutrition, hydration, sleep, exercise, spiritual well-being, and cellular signaling at a functional level. To expand on that slightly, we get a signal when we're hungry, thirsty, cold, or tired, or fed up, or excited, or when we need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the day. The one that impresses me most is bathroom in the middle of the night. And you wake up from a sleep and you go back to sleep again. I mean, this signaling is so important. You cut your finger and the blood coagulates at the point of the cut, and the repair starts. So that's another signal. So the body is the most complex communication system on this earth. And do we sit on the bed in the morning? Well, I do. And say, "Isn't it wonderful? My heart was beating all night. My liver and my pancreas were doing wonderful things. And I was regenerating. And now I can help my body to be where it should be uh, by, by using redox signaling molecules." And if this is something you'd like to know more
Wow.
about, look, I'd love to share it with you. What you do with the information is really up to you. Thank you, Alan.
Okay. Well, no, that, is very fascinating you said that because, as you know, I take care of my wife who has mental illness, eradicating poverty, ending mental health stigma, and of course giving great information, and as we do on the Mastery of Connections, is what I love doing and what we all love doing with Emily and Kurt and everything. And you're fascinating that you're sharing this with us. Let me ask you, when it comes to the different Western medicine and the different options that the individual has, if somebody's listening on and they're listening on the live stream or they hear the replay, they may ask, well, okay, why isn't my primary physician sharing this with me? Or that's the number one question. Number two is, where can I look up redox molecules and what you're signaling, everything in general? And we'll get to definitely where how do we contact you in a minute. But how can you answer those two questions? A, like I say, why isn't the Western or any primary physician around the global world using this and this being readily available? And two, if it is, where can we just find it if we're just this is new a brand new different language, so to speak, to the listeners or to many of us?
Well, you see, a breakthrough takes time to come on stream. For instance, if you take Dolly the sheep and stem cell replacement, that took many decades before it became more and more available and more learning and understanding about it. And now, some doctors are using redox signaling molecules because they understand the benefits of them. But some doctors are not. They're in traditional mode. But I say to people, look, conventional medicine has a place. It really has. And so does alternative. Excuse me. However, we need to put the person in context. What does this person really need? It's not one system fits all or one product fits all. It's the combination. And by that process, we come into balance. And there are thousands of papers on PubMed on redox signaling molecules. I'll send you anybody who writes to me. I'll send them an information pack. And what was the next question, Alan? Did I answer that well enough?
Okay. Well, no, you asked it perfectly. Yeah, the next question would probably be obviously, uh, this is awesome and incredible. How do we get a hold of Mr. Patrick O'Flynn? I'm sure by now there's individuals who is looking to figure out. Wait a minute, this is something else. You have a website, a phone number, WhatsApp. How do we get a hold of you
I do.
and just get that information?
Yeah. I'm on LinkedIn, and I've decided LinkedIn is really working well. I don't want to be on different platforms, even though I'm aware of them, and I am on Facebook. But I like people to contact me on LinkedIn primarily, but whatever suits them, whatever suits them. And the format I use for myself is, look, I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here to change the color of people's eyes. My real joy is to share information of a difference that can make a difference. And I do this by education and understanding, not convincing. I don't want to change anybody the color of their eyes, because that's no good. But there are people who are interested. But they may not want to take action right away. But that's okay too. I respect the dignity of where they are.
That is absolutely incredible. Well, definitely, you've given us a lot to think about. Now, should they look up, LinkedIn Patrick O'Flynn, or is there a specific, if
Yes,
you want to
LinkedIn, Patrick
go ahead
O'Flynn.
and
Yeah,
physically give us
LinkedIn.
a website?
LinkedIn. Yeah,
LinkedIn.
if
Okay, Patrick O'Flynn. Okay.
if the
Well,
yeah, Patrick O'Flynn. I'll put my LinkedIn address. Well, I'll include it in the information.
okay. Absolutely. Well, absolutely. And just to let you know, Massive Connections show we zoom around, we stream around and just get the information out in various different things. And we're going to bring back our podcast engineer, Miss um, Emily Gomer, who is so just been hospitable to all of us here at Massive Connections in the world of ability. She's going to basically share with you the other locations we can possibly see and hear or learn about Patrick O'Flynn in the areas of, I don't know, the World of Ability show she does later on Wednesdays. And then we have the Disability Channel with Sue Roscoff. Emily, are you out there? I hope she didn't get snowed in or something. The summertime and the weather is going, or maybe she's taking a redox signaling and trying to figure out a way. She'll be in with us just a minute. So there she is up. See, this is what happened. Emily, go ahead and share with us and the audience listens where else that you may hear about the great Patrick Signaling and everything he's shared with us today in this incredible Massive Connection show.
Yeah, so yeah, our live streaming right now to the Master of Connections YouTube channel. So it'll be there. It'll be on Facebook, LinkedIn, um, and our other social media. And you have other things going on. We have a virtual picnic connected with EC Expo coming up on the 4th of July, which everyone is invited to, and other projects going on. So, anyway.
Oh,
What I
absolutely.
really
Well,
like
I
about
thank you, Emily, and definitely I'm going to go ahead, Patrick.
Patrick, did you have something you want
You're
to
the
say?
guest. You're this time
what
to
I
shine. Go ahead.
what what I really like about what I do is twofold. One, I'm enabling people to feel better, and this gave me my life back. But it's also a possibility. It's a business possibility for people. A breakthrough is generates a business. And in order to get this out to the world, we're now trading in 34 countries, even in China. And it is so interesting to hear people's stories and to be able to open up their minds to through education and understanding within a fertile space to grow their full potential. And that's what is really exciting. Thank you.
Oh, wow. So from what I hear, if you correct me, there's a way to generate additional stream if individuals be so
Yes.
inclined. Is that what I hear?
Yeah. If you, yeah,
Awesome. Well,
if you're
definitely
interested,
I would get a
if
hold of Patrick,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. Well,
Thank
it's been an honor and a privilege, and thank you for stopping by our incredible Massive Connections, and like Emily said, and social media channels, and definitely on the uh, Massive Connections LinkedIn page. I'll send you that. Patrick will showcase you there, and of course, Easy Expo. Get a chance register there because may accidentally on purpose show up at the Easy Expo and mention Mr. Patrick O'Flynn. Ladies and gentlemen, and individuals around the world, happy Wednesday to you. Happy spring. Hope you have an incredible day and having a redox signaling day with the being part of the Patrick Kurt Roscoe show. Massive connections here. This is Alan Holmes, also known as MC Holmes, saying thank you and hope you have each and every one have an amazing week. And hopefully you'll stop by next week to see what will show up on the Massive Connection show because we're here about giving value. We're here about taking things to the next level. And of course, having yourself in balance like Patrick O'Flynn says. Thank you, Patrick. We love you. We appreciate you. We're honored and humbled you stop by, and thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. Emily, thank you for your technical prowess. And Alan, thank you for considering me and the gift of both of you.